Wow! Is this a crowd or what? Is this a backdrop or what? You know, last week when we were traveling around the state, myself and Senator McCain and Senator Kyle, Senator McCain said, I hope you're planning on being in Prescott the night before the election. This is a tradition started by Barry Goldwater. I've continued, he said, and you need to continue it as well. That's why we're here. I'm so happy to have at least part of our family here. Senator McCain says I have 11 children. That's in my own family. We only have 5 ourselves. And 3 of them are here, 2 are away. And it's so wonderful to have Alexis, Tanner, and Dallin here with us tonight.
Hey, Dallin.
Let me just say what a wonderful thing it is to have Senator McCain here. Was he something? Yeah. I don't know how he knows which state he's in right now. He's been to so many states in the last couple of days to make sure that this next president is Mitt Romney. And we have Paul Ryan, the VP. He's done everything he can, let me tell you. Everywhere around here. And he mentioned the battle against earmarks. I took up that battle in the House. He took it up in the Senate. And we won. We won. There are no earmarks. And at one point, I can tell you in about 2004 or so, when I was getting beat up by the Arizona Republic and others in Arizona for not bringing home the bacon, Senator McCain came to me and he put his finger in my chest and I thought, what do I do now? What do I do now? He said, don't back down. He said, they'll come around. They'll come around. And guess what? 2 weeks ago, the Arizona Republic endorsed my candidacy for the Senate. And let me just tell you what a debt of gratitude we all have for Senator Kyle, for the work that he's performed over the past 26 years in Washington. I tell you, about 20 months ago, he stood with his wife Carol at his side and announced that he wouldn't seek a 4th term. I had the feeling that I think every Arizonan had. Just immense gratitude for the service that he's provided. Here stood a man without a scandal, without a blemish to his record, willing to walk away from one of the most powerful positions in Washington to do something else for the state of Arizona. There stands a man, there stands John Kyle. We're indebted to him for what he's done for this state. Thank you, John Kyle. Let me tell you what's at stake in this election. Just a month ago, Cheryl and I received the most wonderful call that you can get from your child. Our oldest son, Ryan, who just graduated from college and is married, he called us not to say that he was coming to move home in our basement. We have a basement, but we don't want our kids living in it. He called to tell us, give us the best news that parents can get, that we are grandparents for the first time. Now, our new grandson, Aiden Jeffrey Flake, was born into a great family. I know his parents. They're a good family. He was also born into the greatest country in the world. But he was also born into $50,000 of debt. That's his share of the $16 trillion debt that all of us hold collectively. That is, as Senator McCain has often said, that is generational theft of the highest order. To put that kind of burden on a child, what will it be when he's 10? What will it be when he's 20? We can't go on. We've got to change things, and that means changing the leadership in Washington. As Senator McCain said, we've gone 4 years without a budget in the Senate. How many of you as a family can go for 4 years or 4 months without a budget? You can't. You can't go 4 years without a budget and then blame Republicans for not cooperating. Guess what? It only takes 51, not a supermajority, a bare majority in the Senate to pass a budget. They just haven't done it. We will. We will. And we have to have somebody in the White House who recognizes that we desperately need health care reform, but not Obamacare. You've got to have a president in the White House that will do that, and you have to have a Senate, a Republican Senate, to do it as well. That's what we intend to do. Let me just say, I appreciate all that you do out there. Arizona is the most wonderful state in the world. My grandparents, my great-great-grandparents, William Jordan Flake, the Flake in Snowflake, came here in 1878. 1878, they settled on the northeastern plateau. The joke went that they would leave as soon as the wind stopped blowing, and they never left. They had a tough time. It was a hard scrabble life. But the hallmark of this state has always been that the next generation has it better than this generation. They made sure that their kids had it better than they did. And those kids made sure that their own kids had it better than they did. That's been the hallmark of this state and this country. The beauty of the sunset in Arizona is only eclipsed by the sunrise the next morning. That's the legacy we have to leave to our kids. Whenever I travel around the world and come back, I realize how special this place is. We need to recognize that we are a country where people still live the American dream, where people still want to come here and become American. They don't in any other country like this, but we have it. This will be another American century if we have the right leadership in Washington. That means a Republican in the White House, Mitt Romney. We need to have Paul Ryan as President of the Senate, and we need a majority of Republicans in the Senate. Thank you.